We have really great sponsors like the San Gabriel Valley Economic Partnership. And if you would like to sponsor the show, we will promote you on it. Now for the Morning Buzz. We are going to be talking a little bit about, apparently there's a new love between Kelly and Trump.
The never-ending feud.
I know.
Has come to an end.
I know.
So they say.
Exactly. So we have John Frykenberg with us today. We're going to chat a little bit about that. What are your feelings about the Megyn Kelly and Trump interview?
I think it was great. You know, they got together. Trump said that he would not, you know, have made the first move in going back to Megyn, but she came forward, and you know what? He was very magnanimous about it, and so it worked out very well for both of them, I think.
Yeah.
So he got some. She got her interview. He got some time. There was some healing involved, and I think people got a better, truer perspective of who Trump is as a result. And of course, Megyn Kelly is America's sweetheart. She came out smelling like a rose as well. So it was plus for both of them.
I know it's in the past, but I want to know, like, was the question that bad about insulting women?
I think
that made this crazy backlash.
I think that the initial question, which started the feud in the first place, in the very first debate, was kind of a cheap shot, to tell you the truth. I mean, Donald Trump is not a politician. He's made his life by saying outrageous things, but clearly it was a shot at a takedown, and he resented that. And he's the kind of guy, if he's attacked, he's going to attack back. And he said that. He's been very honest and upfront, public about that.
But he does seem as though, and correct me if I'm wrong, that somebody can offend him one day and he can accept the apology and move on.
Absolutely. He's a very forgiving guy. If you look at the fact that he's been married 3 times, you know, he's got good relationships with everybody, and people have gotten to see his family, and they've gotten to see his kids. They've even gotten to see his ex-wives. And there are good relationships there. They're very polished people. You know, one of his sons is a senior vice president of his company, running billions of dollars of income and creating jobs for people. So, you know, regardless of the fact that he's a lot of flash and dash, he's a blue-collar billionaire, if you will. It's good to see that he's able to forgive, he's able to forget, he's able to move on, and bottom line, he accomplishes things. He's able to do things.
His relationships with women are interesting because you see situations on either side of the fence. I think he has a reputation for promoting women and believing in their success, and I think he makes no bones about the fact that beautiful women have created some of the issues behind his divorces, too.
There's no question about it. And if you look at his current wife, Melania, you know, if she ever gets into the White House, she may be one of the most beautiful women to ever don the doors of the White House. So it's very interesting. But can you blame a man who has everything if he wants a trophy wife, and if he wants somebody beautiful in his presence all the time? Mm-hmm. You know, perhaps some people would say, well, that's a shortcoming. You're not really valuing women. But I don't think that's true, because long before there was a lot of discussion about promoting women and glass ceilings and everything else, Donald Trump was promoting women, and he was treating them well. And some people have criticized him to say, well, you know, you haven't treated, you say demeaning things about women, and you're horrible to women. That's not true. It's not true at all. He treats everyone the same.
Well,
that's the bottom line is he treats everyone the same, whether it's men or women. And if you're going to attack him, he's going to attack back.
Well, and he has talked about Hillary pulling the woman card, and he did actually call Megyn Kelly a bimbo in some of his tweets that she called him out on.
He did, and he apologized for it also.
So, kind of. So back to that interview. Do you think Kelly was a little too soft in her interview?
In the initial interview, not at all. I think that she played the role of the attack dog. You know, she's capable of discussing hard questions, and she's made a name for herself. She's not only America's sweetheart, but she's proven that she's extremely competent. But I think that she went after the wrong person. She was talking to a bunch of politicians, and this was an opportunity for a takedown, and it backfired. In fact, just this past week, the New York Times tried a takedown on Donald Trump talking about his familiarity with women and how he treats women and everything else. And the whole thing blew up on them. So now the New York Times is in deep trouble. And frankly, I can understand why, because they didn't do their homework, they didn't do their research, and the New York Times came up with egg on their face.
How are they in trouble?
I think that they're in trouble for not getting the facts out. They put false stories out there that was totally one-sided, and it showed their political bias. But Trump came back on them immediately and had women who were being demeaned and put down by the New York Times come back and said, this is not Donald Trump at all. He's a very magnanimous person. He cares about women. He cares about their promotions. He cares about the future for women. And I think he's proven that over and over.
John Frykenberg, thank you very much for being on the program today. Will you join us for another Morning Buzz?
Well, thank you. I'd love to do that.
That sounds great. Coming up next, the political discussion continues.
The LA Trump movement is underway. We have Anne-Marie Villicano joining us.
Up next.